I think I would like to be remembered by being the chairman who enhanced the corporate governance and the discipline in our company, and also for raising our profile internationally. Well, I certainly have a very different career path than most women, in the sense that after I got married, my husband and I planned to go to graduate school, but children came along, and so I stayed home for 6 years, being a stay-home mom, looking after the children, and then I went back to graduate school. And by the time I finished law school and started working, my children were already 6 and 9 years old, so they were already in school. That also made it a little easier for me at that time. By the time I went to the CSRC in the year 2001, the Chinese market was a nascent market, and because the market was young, I was able to bring in these requirements, for example, the independent directors for the companies. And I really believe that for a market to be functioning properly, orderly, the constituents of the market, in this particular case, the listed companies, they would have to have good governance. I think having a diverse board is good governance, part of good governance. I think the impediment to have more women on board in this part of the world, in Asia, partly is cultural, partly is legacy issue. When you're not used to having any women director, and you will say, who are the candidates out there? There are not enough qualified women directors. I think the pipeline is important. We need to make effort to ensure there is a healthy pipeline of women executives who will be board ready, who are eligible to be considered. So our rules will kick in by the end of this year, where we will no longer accept single gender board. After working full-time for many years, I wanted to not have a full-time job, but want to be fully engaged in the business community. And I thought of having a portfolio of board directorship would be interesting. And I was invited to join the first one back in 2004 or 5 by Johnson Electric. Shortly thereafter, I was invited to be on the board of the Hong Kong and Shanghai Banking Corporation, which is the Asia Pacific subsidiary of the HSBC Holdings. And from there, I got, I suppose, noticed by other members, and then start being approached by recruitment firms. I think gender diversity on board has gained a lot of attention in recent decades. The board set the tone. The direction in a broad way comes from the top. If the board is very keen and very much aware of the issues like diversity, the board naturally will be looking out for how does the company itself do in that way, and also how we, in a case of the exchange, how we can use our position as a market operator, as a regulator, to help that diversity agenda. And board diversity in terms of, not only just the gender, which is the most commonly discussed aspect of diversity, but also diversity in background, in experience, in nationality. All these elements enrich the discussion of the board, and I think it is a healthy aspect of having a diverse board.